You're ready for, hope you're ready for a race here tonight. Welcome to SR Broadcasting. We're here with the SoMo Racing League's TopCityTravel.com Indianapolis Speedway. We got Chase race number 2 underway. I'm up here with Wingnut tonight. He's going to be calling the race with me, and hopefully we make it interesting for you. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
I'm doing bloody great, mate.
Yeah. Cool. Is it warming up by you yet, or is it still in the winter time?
It's starting to warm up, but I still got to use the heater. It's still too cold.
Well, it's going to get hot here tonight, man. I'm telling you what, this is going to be a good race, a good track. Looks like we got 18 drivers out here so far. This is Chase race number 2, and they're going to have one more. 4 drivers are going to drop off. Real quickly, what I want to do before we go any further is pull up the Chase grid for everybody. And just show you the drivers that are in the blue. Those are the guys that are right now sitting pretty comfortable. The guys in the red are kind of on the line here. You got Braden Johnson, Shane Papala, Adam Baker, Lupa Gonzalez, Jeff Sharp, Jay Felton, Tom Clayton, Joe Mitchell, Kurt Davidson, David Gainforth, Len McNeese, and Mike Grandy, all sitting pretty comfortable right now. Then you got Brian Neff, Ron Hollyfield, Jeff Glockner, and Timothy Lewis kind of behind in the points. Those are the 4 drivers that really need a good race tonight and next week to try to advance to the 12. So we'll keep an eye and see if these guys can do anything here tonight. But right now we got Jay Felton at the top of the board here in practice, which is really good because Jay, I know he's one of your favorite drivers. He's had some bad luck, man, the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, he's been consistent as hell and really fast. Just every once in a while, he just gets, and I hate to say it, screwed.
Yeah, like wrong place, wrong time, man. We got to find a name for him.
We'll find something.
We'll call him off time or something, you know?
Yeah, he's the fastest guy in practice here today, and yeah, by a pretty good margin too. Like,
yeah,
it's only in like the tenths, but no, the hundredths, sorry. But it's still, like, comparatively on a track like this, quite a bit amount of time.
And we got some real nice paint schemes out here tonight, too, so it should be a pretty good show.
Yeah, Baker's running a black Hot Wheels now. I don't know what's happened there.
Oh, is he?
Going through his emo face.
Oh, yeah, there he goes. I think he's coming out to intimidate, because you got a rivalry between him and, I believe it's the number 3, Braden Johnson, you know? They were talking to each other last week, and I interrupted because I was like, hey, wait a minute, you guys are talking? I said, and they're like, yeah, you know, only on track we're at each other's throat, but after that we're okay.
Best kind of racing relationship.
Yeah.
I will murder you on track, but I'll be friendly with you off the grid.
Yeah.
That's the way it should always be.
So it should be good. They got 55 laps here total. Stages are going to be at lap 15 and lap 30, as long as the caution doesn't come out. We see Joe Mitchell, whoa, flying, and then you see Braden Johnson trying to get him in there too, man. That was a
welcome to practice fun.
Man, that was a good one. But yeah, Jay Felton right now sitting at the top of the board with a 51.702, and then Adam Baker's in second with a 51.796. So Jay really got a good run going. And just to remind you right here, looking at the 48, Adam Baker, he is the 217 champion. So he is the current reigning champion. He is in the chase, and he is looking to make it 2 championships back-to-back. So we'll see if he can do it.
He's got a lot of pace in that car, and he's going to be really hard to catch.
Yeah.
He's gone from being really consistent to being really fast quite a lot during these races throughout the season. And
you've got a couple laps out there, so you know what the car is kind of feeling like.
It feels great. I can't truly test it because obviously I can't interact with the other cars around me, but I can tell you right now this is going to be fun. I hope so much.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a really good race here. We'll see how many guys are around at the end.
Yeah, and hopefully they don't get separated too much. There's a lot of drafting on the track for sure, but the track is also huge in comparison to other tracks.
Yeah, this is a under caution. You can stop and eat lunch and still get back in time. The only good thing is with damages, you know, guys can get into pits. You can take a lot of time getting your car repaired and still get back out and be on the same lap. So that's kind of a plus for them. The one good thing that will help, though, is the stages. stages will definitely tighten these guys back up. So
any caution is going to make it that you can repair pretty much fully, and if you're right next to the next stage, that's perfect for you.
All right, we're going to quick jump over to our national anthem before these guys get to qualify, and then we'll be back live, and we'll bring you qualify and see where it goes from there. So stay tuned, everybody. We'll be right back. All right, we're back live. What do we got? A couple seconds left before we go to qualify. We will put up the qualify ticker for you, and we'll see who gets out there. It is single car qualified, so we'll see who gets out there first, and we'll take a lap around with them. Looks like we're going to be going around with the 66 of Tom Clayton. We'll see if Jay Felton can back up that time that he had in practice.
Got quite a few drivers out already. Jeff Glockner, Tom Clayton, Adam Baker, Shaper Parler. Everyone's all going out for their lap straight away.
They got 2 laps to try to get up there, and I'm not really sure if Jay Felton got that lap with the draft or not, but single car qualified, there won't be no draft, so now is really going to be time to see where these guys are going to start.
Yeah, Felton did a lap near the end of that practice where he did a what was it, 51.8. So he's still pretty fast with that draft, but we'll see how they go with the qualifying now.
Let's jump inside with Tom Clayton and show you how big this track is. We'll take a lap around with him while he gets his qualified times in. Those of you that aren't familiar with Indy, I think everybody knows Indy, though.
Yeah, the track's about almost a minute, like 50 seconds in race pace. That's a lot of time and a lot of road to work on.
They've done the Indy 500 full in the DW12 and then the IR18. Man, you want to talk about fast. Them laps click by real quick.
Hell yeah.
Even on the Cadillac, the CTS VR, they've done a lot of races with those during the Winter Series on Indy. And it always turns out to be such a good race, man.
Just see some first lap times coming in soon.
Yeah, we're right now with Tom Clayton. We're inside his car. And he should be coming by to pick up his first time lap, I believe, this time by.
Yeah, we got a few laps popping in now. Glockner with a 52. Baker's taken the qualifying already with a 51.8. And then Braden Johnson beats him, 51.8 as well, but 8.14 rather than 8.27. Oh, wow, Joe Mitchell, 51.7.
Yeah, the times are starting to show up now, man.
Oh, yeah. On the first lap, a full 10th already faster. That's a pretty good pace for a first lap. This has got one more to go.
Look at Jay Felton's second place.
Yep. Let's see if he can pull off a better one for the next lap. No, never mind. So only one lap here?
2 laps, but I believe once you do that first lap, I don't think you're really going to back it up any better.
Fair enough.
Because Joe's got a 51.76, and he's still out there. We'll see if he can do anything better this time by. I'd be really surprised to see it actually move up. Come across the line. Does he improve?
Nah.
No, 52, 296. So yeah, it's gonna be really hard to back up that time. I think your first lap is gonna be your only shot. We do have a few drivers that aren't qualifying, and I know at SoMo there is no rule on qualifying. So
We do have one of Brian Neff going around.
Brian Neff's one of the drivers that are in the red too, so he definitely needs a good race here tonight.
See what lap he pulls. I guess that was his out lap.
He might have maybe brushed the wall.
Nope, I think he's still going at race pace, so I think either that was his out lap, or maybe he's just going for the second lap to get a time in.
Well,
So
so far,
no one else is currently going around, just Brian Neff. Yeah, he's the only one on track.
Cutting it down a little less than a minute right now. I guess since my phone isn't working, I can move it out of the way and not have to worry about dropping that on the floor.
Don't need a minor heart attack when that happens.
Yeah, I just got it today. I don't have a cover for it yet. Gotta order one. What did he get?
He does a 52.6, so actually the slowest of all qualifying times.
That's going to put him in 14th. You have Len McNeese, Kurt Davidson, Lupa Gonzalez, and Ron Hollyfield, who have not taken a time so far. Joe Mitchell up in the front with a pretty good lap. We'll see if Joe, unfortunately, he had some issues early on with his steering wheel the last couple of weeks. Hopefully,
last race he crashed out because his wheel disconnected, which
yeah,
was an absolute shame.
And he had a really fast car going too. So, all right, there you go. That's qualifying, and Joe is going to start on the pole. So let's get with Joe in a minute. We'll get the ticker up, the grid up here. Joe Mitchell, There we go. All right, Joe Mitchell, the number 18, going to be starting on the pole. So congratulations to Joe on that. Jay Felton is going to start second, and hopefully Jay can back it up tonight, man, and have himself a good race. Maybe that black cloud has moved away from him because he's been Mr. Bad Luck, man. He's just been destroyed the last couple of weeks. I know he's definitely looking for a good race. Braden Johnson, number 3, going to be starting 3rd. Adam Baker, your current reigning champion, going to be starting 4th. 5th will be Tyler Pluff. Robert Barris, good to see him back. He's going to be starting 6th. I'm already at the end. Andrew Melvin's going to start 7th. Mike Grandy's going to start 8th. Shane Papala will start 9th. Jeff Sharp will start 10th. You want to get the rest?
Yeah, brother. You got Tom Clayton in 11th with Jeff Gluckner in 12th. David Gainforth 13th and Brian Neff in 14th. The next 4 cars did not put in a qualifying lap of Lupe Gonzalez, Kurt Davidson, Len McNeese, and Ron Hollifield. That is from 15th to 18th.
Awesome. And just a reminder, everybody, you are watching the TopCityTravel.com B-Series here at SoMo Racing League. This is Indianapolis, 55 laps, stages at 15 and 30, and this is chase race number 2. So a lot on the line for a lot of these guys here tonight. Take a quick look at the weather. 78 degrees in the air, 104 degrees on the track. I know we talked to, I think it was Joe Mitchell earlier. He was saying that the car felt a little bit tight for him, so we'll have to see. There are no fast repairs. There is a 5-minute damage clock that is run by Sim Racing Apps. So if the guys got more than 5 minutes mandatory damage, it will park them for the night. So hopefully these guys can keep it in one piece here.
And another little tiny side note for those as well is that these cars, as well as most other cars on iRacing, recently got an update this week actually. So these cars may drive a little different for these guys. We may see a few crashes from, I wouldn't say inexperienced, but unexpected changes, I'd say.
Yeah, because you really don't know what it's going to do. I mean, they've had time to practice, but practice isn't race.
Oh yeah, so there may be some weird oddities that pop up for them. You never know. So just point that out. It may be a little interesting.
You're preparing everybody for the worst, right?
Hey, if I don't prepare him for it, then, it won't happen.
Well, I'll tell you what, looks good out there. I believe there's 18 drivers out there on the field right now. Joe Mitchell is going to take the inside on the start. And we're getting ready to head on in. Lights are out on the pace car. Everybody is side by side. And we'll see if Joe's going to wait for the green, or is Joe going to fly out and just try to get a massive lead here.
I think he's holding for it, and here he goes, hits the loud pedal, off he goes. He's got a good jump. Felton's holding up Baker, and it looks like Braden Johnson didn't really get a good start himself, so Mitchell is out on his own right now, and with Felton still sitting in second.
And if you go back a little bit here, look at the 3 and the 48 already side by side, two rivals looking for third place.
Yeah, you got Braden Johnson and what's the other guy? Sorry, and
Adam Baker
side by side.
We
Baker
got,
on the inside.
oh, we got some action going on back here between Brian Neff. He's trying to push the 101 of David Gameforth.
That's a little little 2x2 pack back there. And up front, you still have Braden Johnson and Baker side by side. Look at Baker almost scraped the wall there. Johnson's going to take position. But now you've got Robert Beres and Tyler Pluff right behind him. This pack is not separating right now.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, that's an awesome sight right there to see.
We'll say that. Sorry to cut in. Interestingly, the front two cars have separated away. Not only have they separated, Felton is now right behind Mitchell. Hello there, buddy. I won a first place.
Yeah, Felton's definitely looking to redeem himself for those past couple of weeks of damages.
They've got some good distance on him too. Like, he could sit behind Mitchell and just start draft partnering away and fight him later on. Or he could go aggressive today and go for the pass. It'll be very interesting to see what he does. It could be a little bit of strategy he could pull off today.
We got McNeese right now going by the 24 of Jeff Glockner.
Yep, we had Shape Apollo pass Mike Grandy for 6th, I believe. Nope, that's 7th.
And I believe we have David Gameforth, and that's Brian Neff in the 60.
Whoop, and Robert Beres poking his nose on the inside of Adam Baker. We'll see if he can take the position on turn 1. These corners are going to make it very interesting. I do love watching on this track because you can do so many different tactics because these corners are literally separate. It's not 1-2 as one corner. It is 1-2 as two separate corners. Mm-hmm. Which makes for some interesting possible play you can do on your opponents.
So just remember, we're looking for these stages at lap 15 and 30. So top 10 will get the stage points, and they're definitely looking to get as many points as they can because it is going to help, especially some of these guys that are in the red on the chase banner there.
It looks like almost everyone have gone single file now.
Oh, Jay Felton?
Yeah, wow. He's right on him.
Man, he was right at the back of Joe's bumper. I thought he was going to stick his nose down low and try and go for it.
Yep, the same can be said about Baker and Braden Johnson as well. The exact same scenario there. Baker is right on his tailbone.
And then you got Grandy, Tom Clayton, and Jeff Sharp back here for 9th, 10th, and 11th, man. And these guys were right all up on each other. No breathing room.
Oh, yeah. Some things that are further back in the pack are slowly starting to separate, but not too quickly. They're still well within draft of each other, so they may end up charging fourth.
And you see right now Kurt Davidson in the 41.
On the inside of Mitchell.
Oh, and Felton's going to take it.
Mitchell's just going to give it to him. He decided now is not the time to fight. Good move from Felton there on Mitchell on the inside, and good racecraft from Mitchell to let him pass.
I know Joe really doesn't want to give up that lead, but that's a good move.
And Baker is right on the rear of Johnson. He actually might be pushing him.
Yeah, they got about a foot in between them, maybe.
Yeah. Do you think there might be, I wouldn't say bump drafting, but at least draft buddying up, trying to catch up with the front two cars?
Oh, definitely.
I haven't seen Baker go for a pass for us. So it looks like he might just be tagging onto the rear of Braden and trying to drag them up to Mitchell and Felton.
And I think both of those drivers know if they start fighting side by side, their leaders are going to get back away. So it would do them good to just draft, get caught up with them, and then go and fight.
Yeah, it's a little bit of the strategy I was trying to talk about earlier, is that if you got a guy you can trust, or at least someone you can trust to be fast, just grab onto their rear, hold on for the track, and with a draft buddy, you can get a little faster on this track and catch people with these long stretches. As we see, Felton just starting to leave Mitchell in the dust.
Yeah, Felton, I'll tell you what, man, he's looking good here tonight. He's got himself a pretty fast hot rod out there. He's got 4/10 over Mitchell right now.
Yeah, and the rest of the pack is all single file. There's no real fights going on. Everyone's kind of separated. Been keeping an eye out, but looks like everyone's got a pretty good gap between each other. Closest thing we have is Baker and Johnson, and, well, I was going to say Felton and Mitchell, but I think Felton's gone.
Yeah, Baker and Johnson, those guys are still, look at that, he's only 0.099 behind.
Yeah, so interestingly, Felton did a 53.2. Then Mitchell did a 53.4. Braden Johnson and Adam Baker did a 53.3. So they're going to catch Mitchell and probably gobble him up.
Yeah.
Whereas Mitchell going to grab onto their rear and make a 3-car pack to chase down Felton. And interestingly, Felton was actually faster than the 2-car pack. So maybe having a draft partner doesn't actually matter. Maybe you can just do it solo because he's got a lot of pace.
And you got Ron Holyfield side by side with the 101 of Game 4th and Holyfield's on the inside. He will take it going in. I believe that's 1.
Yeah, I believe that is turn 1. I don't think Game 4's going to have anything for him in turn 2, so that's a good move from Ron Holyfield. Moves up to, I believe, that is 14th.
Yeah, Holyfield's been doing pretty good here.
Whoa, hold up. Looks like I think Baker was going for pass on Braden, maybe, and Braden was going to let him, but then they decided not to. Oh, I see what's happening here. Hold up.
And look at Robert Barris right there in 5th, closing in now.
Yeah, so Baker got a pass on Braden and is now taking off himself. I wonder if they're going to try doing a leapfrog instead of doing a line of stern. Try and catch up to these fast boys up front.
What?
Felton's still faster.
It's like who was it? Daryl Wall. I think Daryl Wall. No, I forget who said it. Never mind. Never mind. But yeah, you got these 3 right now: Adam Baker, Braden Johnson, Robert Barris. These guys are really starting to get closed in on each other here.
They also have a small little pack developing further back between Mike Grandy, Shea Papala, and Andrew Melvin. Shea sitting in 8th is catching up to Melvin for sure. And it looks like Mike Grandy's been grabbing onto Shea's rear and just trying to get dragged along.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mike Grandy last night was definitely a man to beat. He got beat on fuel strategy, ran out coming to the line, but led a bunch of laps in the K&N series. And I'll tell you what, man, he's been showing some really good speed lately. And then Shane Papala at 89, he's another driver. He's usually really good on long runs.
So he's definitely one of those drivers to watch for sure. He may have started near the back, but he's definitely charged. I think it was through like 4 different positions already. And he's already racing up for 7th.
And you look at 53, Lupa Gonzalez. He's another driver, too, that will start further back and be up in the front before the night's over. Meanwhile, Jay Felton, 7/10 ahead of Joe Mitchell. Joe did kind of spread a little bit further out from Adam Baker. Baker's slowly pulling away from Braden Johnson and Robert Barris. Those guys are starting to get closer together. And I thought I saw Tom Clayton try to take a peek out on Mike Grandy, but decided to back in.
So watching these guys up front, Felton is still going pretty fast. Mitchell's actually a little faster than the last lap, and yep, the same with this lap as well. They both dropped off a bit of speed. And oddly enough, like they're still a little faster than that pack of Baker, Braden, and Beers, but this lap, Baker actually managed to catch them by almost 0.1.
And look, there goes Johnson, looking low. Gets back in front of Baker. Here comes Barris. Barris going to be able to complete that pass. You know, Baker's
going to get it for sure.
Yeah, Baker's fighting hard on that outside.
Yep, he may try and get the run out on this corner here, but this 1-2 setup, if you can get your nose in on the first corner, you'll probably get him on the second one.
Yeah, look, he's got that. He's got that position easy as they head towards turn 1.
Yep. The way these corners are set up is it makes it very much possible to have 2 tries on a pass on the inside.
Yeah.
If you just get your nose in the first time, you could probably get your nose in even further the second time.
And
as
you
we see
look,
with other tracks.
Joe Mitchell's starting to close back in just a little bit.
Yeah, Baker almost gave Beerus a nudge on the corners there on turn 1. Wait, that's turn 2. My bad.
Yeah, Barris has been pretty strong. He's raced a few races here, and he's been pretty good, man, up front. So it looks like Papala did get around Grandy. Now he's set his eyes on the 88 of Andrew Melvin. And then
So
Clayton.
interesting note from the front. Mitchell is catching up to Felton. I think he's actually back in the draft now.
Yeah, he's closed in from 7/10 to 3/10, so he's definitely on the move. So I don't know if
First pit. Shea Papala is pitted.
has he really?
Yeah, Shea Papala is going into the pits now. I don't see any damage on his car, so
No, I'm wondering if he's going to play some kind of strategy here. Maybe these guys have to pit before lap 15. No, there's only 2 more laps.
or maybe he's possibly betting on a safety car.
He's got some very interesting pit strategies that have worked, so we'll have to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, meanwhile, Joe Mitchell is still catching up to Felton now. He's pretty much on his bumper. Not quite as close as Ray Johnson and Baker were getting earlier on, but definitely within striking range if he gets a good runoff.
And a couple more laps, we're going to be under stage 1.
Oh yeah, 2 more laps to go for stage 1. So Mitchell's going to try and make a move, take the stage win off of Felton. They've both got the pace. Felton's definitely showing he's got good pace. It looks like his tyres are starting to die.
And then maybe Joe's car is starting to come back. I think Joe may have heated him up a little bit when Felton got by. Now he had a chance to cool him off.
Alternatively, Joe was playing the long game and Felton was just like, go, 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 go.
And you look back a little bit further here, I believe that's Andrew Melvin. Yeah, he was just peeking out to the outside. I thought he was going for a pass. He's just moving out. And if you look now, Shane Papala is in front of these guys on fresh tires. I believe when these guys come in for the stage, he'll probably stay out and get the track position that he's looking for. So this may work for him. Hey, how you doing there, Thomas Baker? Right now, let's see, Adam is in 5th. And just to remind everybody, Adam Baker is the current reigning champion from 2017 in this series, trying to make it back-to-back. We'll see if he can get it done. Meanwhile, Joe Mitchell still behind Jay Felton, and they should be coming across here now to take stage 1. See if Joe's going to try a last-minute pass or just stay behind Jay and let Jay get this one. All these points are valuable.
It looks like he almost was going to give it a try there, but just didn't have the room. Felton took his line, and just Mitchell had nowhere to really go there.
They come across the line, and I believe that is going to give Jay Felton the stage win. Yes, sir.
A good short race pace. He started to lose it near the end there, and Mitchell's car started to come alive, but just was not fast enough.
So you got Jay Felton. He's going to take stage 1. You got Joe Mitchell, Braden Johnson, Robert Barris, Adam Baker, Tyler Pluff, Andrew Melvin, Mike Grandy, Tom Clayton, and Jeff Sharp. The top 10 here in stage number 1. Stage number 2 will be in lap 30. So we'll let these guys gather it up and get them on moving. That's a pretty good run right there for Jay. Hopefully he can keep it up for the rest of the night.
Oh, he looks like he's got absolutely brutal short-term pace. If he can keep that up every stage, he'll do pretty well. But the question is going to be the 3rd stage. That's going to be a longer one. I believe that is a 25 lap stage rather than a 15 lap stage. So as you saw by the end of this stage, his tires started to really give out.
Yeah. Well, I think they were really pushing it, man. Both fast cars up there in the front, too. I'm curious to see now what Papala is going to do, because
the exact same thing. It's like, is this part of Papala's strategy to maybe stay out?
I think he's going to stay out, and I think that's going to give him the track position that he wants. And if he can keep that car up there till, because I'm not really sure, but I think these guys are probably going to have to pit before the next stage. So if he can do another short pit and keep that car out in the front, man, I seen him do some really crazy pit strategies that work. So I don't know, man. We'll have to keep an eye on him on this one.
Also, I don't think they're going to need this pit through the next stage. I think the next stage they can just drive all the way to the end. It's going to be the next stage after, I think, unless they run out of fuel at some point. But the question is, like, what's Shea going to do here? Is he going to stay out? Because if he does stay out, his tyres are still 2 laps old. And you can think, it's only 2 laps. That's fine, mate. This track is huge.
That's a long time to be out on them tires. These guys are coming down pit road.
As Paul mentioned earlier during qualifying, you only really get 1 fast lap on these tyres. The second qualifying lap will always be slower. So Shea's tyres aren't not at peak performance.
And so Shane, yeah, he is staying out.
This is either a really cunning plan or a really ballsy one.
We're going to find out.
Oh yeah, but Shea takes the position. He's going to be starting the next stage in first place. And we'll see if he has the pace to keep ahead of these guys so they all roll into their pits.
See if we got anybody sliding through their pit stall so far. It looks like, oh, the 7 of Hollyfield. Look at him sideways on pit road. That's going to cost.
Not quite sure what happened with him there. I guess he just hit the brake too hard because the car just started sliding left for no real reason I can see. Yeah, that was very unusual. Doesn't really matter. You can probably get it repaired in time, get back on track. Yeah, he's got about a week before these cars come around because of this ridiculously long track.
I'm telling you. That's why I say you can eat your lunch and still get back in time.
Yeah, so the exit of pits looks like Felton got well ahead of Mitchell. Baker, Beerus, then Pluff. Johnson is now back behind Pluff, which will be an interesting situation.
And yeah,
Clayton, Sharp, Gonzalez, Melvin, Gameforth, Nice, Davidson, and yeah. I think Neff is still going to the pits, or I'm not quite sure what's going on there. My screen's bugging out, I think.
Yeah, I think he's just getting out now. Him and I believe that's Jeff Glockner right behind him. Neff with a little bit of right side damage on the car already. Let's see about Glockner.
Gotta say, my big question on this restart is gonna be, has Shea's tyres got enough life on him? And then the second question is, how far is Felton gonna fly ahead of him if he gets this good start?
And pace car is in.
And oh, okay, then never mind. They're already off. That was unexpected.
Yeah, I don't even think they were ready for it. I don't even think they were side by side on that one.
Most of them were single file. A few guys were side by side. I think some of them kind of were ready for it, but this is going to be a rather extended grid start. Like, eesh, it's almost like everyone's just back where they were at the race.
Yeah, it could be a little bit of a bug there, you know.
Yeah, what we know is that Pipala is gone. I guess this is a good position for him. Maybe he knew this was going to happen? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think anybody expected that. Normally, you know, it gives you that 1 to go. It might have just jumped because it didn't even look like everybody was side by side.
Nope, but here's Felton already on the inside. There's brand new tyres versus Papala's. I don't think Papala's ever going to hold him in the best of times. And at the moment, these are not the best of times for him. And Felton is gone.
Papala can keep himself up there towards the front.
It'll be a game for him for sure.
Yeah.
He was back in 8th, so if he stays anywhere in the top 5, that would probably be a win for him. I think maybe grab onto the back of Felton or grab on the back of Mitchell. Mitchell passes him. I can see like half the track, some of them like a half a track back still. Going like, sure I had time. Nope.
Here comes Mitchell. Mitchell looking.
Yeah, Baker and Beerus as well.
Are they 3 wide? Oh, look at contact between Baker and Beerus. He's usually a pretty good long-run driver.
Pluff's gone past, and so is Braden Johnson. He's just... Hey, this is a bad call for him because he's just not got the pace here right now. Just getting absolutely eaten alive.
Man, I'll tell you what, it looks so cool watching those cars roll off that turn coming down that back stretch.
Oh, yeah. And, of course, Jay Felton, goodbye.
And
he's in another universe now.
Baker's side by side right now with Beerus.
Yep, I think that's turn 1.
Oh, turn forward, coming down the front stretch. Baker does have the spot.
Yeah, and he's also within draft range of Mitchell, so Robert Burris might have the direct draft on him, but he's still got draft on Mitchell, so that's pretty much nullified there. So Baker's going to hold it, I think. By the looks of it, I don't think he's got pace on Burris Mitchell this lap, but he may get him next lap.
And Mitchell ran a 52.0. Baker ran a 52.2.
Yeah. The thing to think of as well is that Baker was passing someone during that lap, so he may have more pace this lap.
Go back here, Lupa Gonzalez on the inside of the 88 of Andrew Melvin. Melvin had to check up because he closed in on the 89 really fast.
Shea dropped 2 more positions, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's slowly falling back because now Jeff Sharp's going to take a shot.
Well, maybe this is a long-term plan for him. Definitely didn't give me short-term games, but maybe there's a strategy behind all this. Maybe they do need to pit within this stage for fuel. We'll have to wait and see.
Look at Jay Felton, man. Out front, leading the way. Good for Jay tonight, man. Good run.
Unfortunately, while that's a good run for him, last lap was not. He did a 53.1. Mitchell did a 52.8.
Wow. That's a significant difference right there.
Exactly. This looks like the scales have entirely turned it. Maybe he just had a bad lap. We'll have to watch this lap and see what happens. But if that's going to continue, that he's either destroyed his tires or his pace was only good for a couple of laps and now he's in trouble. We will see. As he comes around, I believe this is turn 4 now, unless I'm really crazy. Nope, this is turn 4, I'm good.
A little bit of both.
A little bit from column A and B. We'll see what happens this lap. Also have to mention as well that Mitchell is getting a bit of draft off him too, so that is definitely making it hard for Felton to pull away on these stretches. 53.3 for Felton, 53.4 for Mitchell. He's dropping hard, and
look
Mitchell
at Baker, 53.2.
Yeah, he's right on the rear of Mitchell. He's got a lot of pace. If Mitchell and Baker fight, that may give Felton some time, but Baker's got some pace.
What's funny is they're teammates.
Uh-oh.
But not on the track.
I see a pass of David Gameforth by Liam McNeese. Nice pass on the inside. He's going all the way to the inside for some unknown reason. I don't know, maybe he got scared. Maybe he has a bad smell. Not quite sure. Oh, whoa.
Oh. Yeah, a little bit into the wall. That's going to let the 41 of Kurt Davidson go by. And then right behind them now is the 60 of Brian Neff. A little further back is Ron Hollyfield. And then Jeff Glackner is a lap down, so he must have gotten into some trouble somewhere. Meanwhile, back up front, Adam Baker still behind Joe Mitchell. Then back a little bit further, Robert Barris. Tyler Pluff sitting in 5th with Braden Johnson and Mike Grandy and Tom Clayton in tow.
And behind him, we got Andrew Melvin. He's got a pretty good distance away from them. And Jeff Sharp behind him. He's probably just within draft of Melvin, but it's probably nothing whatsoever. And you got Lupe Gonzalez behind him, who is absolutely flying.
And here goes Baker, going to take that spot from Joe. It's going to put Baker up to 2nd. Looks like Joe.
The question is, how much pace has he got left to catch Felton?
Well, he's got 6 laps to get it.
And yeah, he's pretty fast. Just going to see if this next lap, if he's still got pace left. Because obviously these laps are going to be a bit weird because Felton's is 54 flat and Baker's was 54.1, but that was with a pass, and passes can slow you down. So we'll see what he can get this lap. You know Baker has a lot of pace, so he may be able to pull this off and catch him with what was that, 5 laps to go?
Yeah, we're looking at 5 laps.
That's definitely within the realm of possibility for sure. And Mitchell's just going to hold on to the back of Baker at this point, I think. Probably just going to try and save some tyres and see if he can go for a run near the end. Either that or his tyres are already burnt and he's just holding on for dear life. It's kind of hard to tell. It's not like they can tell you.
Clayton right now is closing in on Grandy. Looked like he was going to make a pass on that backstretch. Decided to get back into the draft. We'll see if he's got anything for him. But right now, Grandy's sitting 7th. Clayton sitting 8th.
Yeah, very interesting is that Felton did a 54.3, Baker 54.4. Baker did lose time to Felton there, so maybe he's destroyed his tyres on this charge, or Felton's just, he's starting to find his pace again. Either way, that's I don't think Baker's going to be able to catch him if that's going to happen again. He's going to try and find a little bit more.
Look at Felton started second. He is up here in first. He's got 20 laps led. Oh, no.
He manages to save it, just ground along the wall, lost some time there, though, and that's not what he needs. With 4 laps to go, with a 0.885 gap to him and Felton. He needs to gain like 0.25 of a second per lap to take this.
And we're sitting right now with Joe Mitchell in third on the front bump cam. I want to see if we can get up close enough to read what it says on Baker's car. He's got back there. I am second, and he is.
Yeah, Kurt Davidson just passing Liam McNeese in the front there. Also, Brian Neff and David Gameforth having a bit of fun. Looks like Neff passed Gameforth, so just a little bit of fights going on back in the 15th to 18th area.
Yeah, I think Gameforth with that little slap in the wall hurt that car just a little bit.
Yeah. Looks like our front 4 pack as well is starting to separate a little bit. Barris is falling back from Mitchell. Mitchell's not really falling back, but is slowly dropping back from Baker. And, oh, Baker did catch Felton a little bit that lap, but it's nowhere near enough. He gained him by about 0.03 of a second. He needs more. He needs more. He's got 3 laps. If you've got nitrous in that car, buddy, now it's time to press it because you're going to need it.
You need it now.
That being said, I think more than nitrous, what he needs in that car is a little bit more rubber on those tires.
2 more laps and we'll have stage 2.
And Felton is dropping lap time again. So once again, his long-term pace does seem to drop, but Baker's pace is not fast enough. He's only gained it by 0.08 that time. So I think, barring some major mishap, Felton will take the stage.
Now, I'll tell you what, they're doing pretty good. If you look at Opala, he's back here in 12th. So he's still in a pretty good spot if he can get in and get himself a decent pit stop at the same time as everybody else. He seems to have a pretty decent car.
He's starting to settle down. Everyone else's tires are starting to burn out like his now. I'm still going to have to ask him later, what was the reason for the very early pit there? Because there's got to be something, right? There's got to be some long-term plan we're going to see pop up. Maybe they do need fuel for this race, and that's an early pit so he can gain on the final stage here. There's something, there's something whirring in that head of his. We know he's not a silly boy. He's got some plan in there.
Yeah.
He's a master tactician, and unfortunately, it seems like he's a better chess player than I am because I don't know what move he's playing.
Yeah, that's what I say. Don't ask me to be your strategist, man, because I won't get you there.
Yeah, I only have one strategy in my mind. Attack! Banzai! All that stuff.
So Jeff Glockner still back here. 1 lap down. Ron Hollyfield in 17th. Gameforth in 16th. Neff in 15th. Len McNeese in 14th. Kurt Davidson is in 13th. We're going back up with Jay Felton because I believe that is going to be stage number 2. Yes, sir.
Yep, that's a shame because I think about 1 more lap. Hold on. Where's what the? Hold up. There's Baker. Baker's vanished. Baker made the stage, I believe, and then he's gone. I don't see him anywhere.
Really?
Yeah, he's nowhere to be seen.
Oh, he might have dropped.
Just looking at him, I think he got the stage.
Yeah, it shows him as the 2nd place stage. Oh, man, that's really bad.
The moment he hit that stage, the moment he started entering turn 1, he is gone. He's just nowhere to be found. That is brutal.
Mm-hmm. So you got Jay Felton, your stage winner for stage 1 and 2. Adam Baker was 2nd. Joe Mitchell did finish 3rd. Robert Barris, Braden Johnson, Tyler Pluff, Mike Grandy, Tom Clayton, Andrew Melvin, and Jeff Sharp.
Behind you, you've got Lupe Gonzalez in 11th, Shaper Pilot 12th, Kurt Davis in 13th, Len McNeese 14th, Brian Neff 15th, David Gameforth 16th, Ron Hellfield 17th, and Jeff Glockner 18th. And yep, Baker has dropped.
Oh man, that's a shame.
That is brutal. That is just not what you want to see happening to you.
No. I'd rather get wrecked out than to have that happen, to be honest.
Yeah. Have someone to blame, even if it's yourself, but who can you blame when your internet goes out? Besides, of course, your internet company. You may get an angry message or a shout from them. Fortunately, that means that if he does come back, he will start in 18th, I believe, because he will take a while to get back in.
Yeah, it'll take a little bit for him to get back in. He can hope for a caution, maybe get him back on lead lap, but man, that's still going to be chancing it. But right now, we've only had 3 lead changes We're under caution number 2 for the second stage, and right now it's showing 25 laps remaining.
Now, remember, we had that really weird restart last go round. I think everyone's going to be ready for this time. They're going to come out the pits, grid up immediately, be like, nope, I'm not having that happen again.
And then watch, it'll work the right way.
Oh, yeah, they'll be all up close, ready to go. And the pit car will be like, nah, we're going to go another lap, buddy. To be fair, with a lap this big, I don't really... it kind of makes sense that it should be such a long lap. Sorry, one pit lap, sorry. But it still throws you for sure. So they're all rolling into pits now.
It might be a little bit different, though, this time, because we do have a lap car this time, and he's going to pit on the second time by. So we'll see if that makes any bit of a difference. But right now we got the drivers in pit road. So let's see what we're looking like here.
Oh, Mitchell gave Felton a bit of a shunt when Felton tried to go into his pit stall. He was sitting right on his bumper. But Felton's in pit, so is Mitchell. Let's see if he comes out ahead of him again.
Oh, Mitchell may have the advantage because I saw his car go up faster here.
Yep. And
Barrett's going to get out second. Three-way run for fourth.
Fight! And they all sort themselves out, but watch that. Just see if Felton actually lost some time from that slight shunt.
Yeah, it's going to put him in third. That moves Robert Barris up to second and Joe Mitchell up to the front. Shane Papala looks like he'll come out ninth. Kurt Davidson moving up, coming out 10th. And then you got Brian Neff coming out 11th.
These guys better hurry up and get back in formation this time. Let me say, there is still that lap car of Jeff Lawton who may get a run around. So we may get an extra lap around, but I would not chance it.
See, Glockner should be coming in this time. Yeah, we see him hitting the entrance, so I highly doubt they'll go back green. Lights are still on. We'll see what happens when they cross the line this time.
Here's the lights are still on, so no interesting situation from a pace car.
We see a couple of drivers coming down. Looks like Brian Neff, Lupa Gonzalez going to come back down.
Here's where I reveal my secret that I am actually the pace car driver, and I'm here to make things interesting.
Lights are out.
Yep. Everyone's going to try and form up now.
Yeah, now we're going side by side. Looks like Mitchell's going to take the inside because the leader does have the lane choice.
The interesting change here is that Beerus is now in second with Mitchell in front, and with Felton now in third. Can Felton once again push past both of them and try and get back in front? Because he does best by looks of it when he's up front, got clean air, try and build a gap.
Yeah, we'll have to see how his car is.
And I'm not sure if this is like, I guess this happened. Shea was in 12th when he ended that race. He's now in 9th.
Yeah, he moved up to 9th coming out of the pits, so he gained a couple spots. We'll see now. They're all on the same tires, so we'll see what kind of car he's got this run.
A little bit of heartbreak for you, mate. Adam Baker's rejoined. Baker's managed to get back on the track, but he's going to be 2 laps down.
Yeah, that's a shame when that happens. You don't mind. Well, you still get mad if you don't have the car for it, but he had a car that was running up front, so that's really a heartbreak right there. But he's sitting pretty comfortable in the chase standings, so he should be pretty good.
Get back on track, do a few laps, maybe get some more points. Pray. That's generally a pretty big one as well. Pray something silly happens.
Well, you know what they say, the closer you get to the end, the harder these guys fight.
Yeah, pray or maybe be a bit devious and make something happen.
We're gonna jump in with Jay Felton on this start. Do something a little bit different here.
That's right, everyone's all formed up to go.
Jay on the inside behind the leader. Pace car does go in. We're waiting for Joe.
And Mitchell's off. Go, go, go. Looks like Beerus had a pretty good run, and Felton did not get quite the run he was probably hoping for, but he is just on the inside of Beerus into lap 1. Into corner 1, sorry. And we'll see what happens here. The rest of the pack is mostly single file back out, a few little fights here and there. And yeah, Felton's going to let Beerus by, so Felton's going to sit in third. That is an absolute shame. Hopefully he can try and catch up and pass them because he's got really good short race pace.
And look at Joe taking it down low, trying to break that draft.
Yeah, meanwhile, right, way back in the boonies, you've got Felipe Gonzalez right behind Ron Harfield. And then you got Brian Neff like bumping Brian Neff. No, wait, not Brian Neff. Lupe, my bad, wrong person. Actually gave Lupe the position rather easily. And now he's going for another position.
So he's going to try to get by Len McNeese there in the 84. He's going to tuck it in back behind him.
That's on the front stretch there on that lap. Mitchell sat on the inside for a while. Maybe trying to break the draft.
Yeah, they like to run down low and try and break that draft. Kurt Davidson looking underneath the 66 of Clayton, being pushed by the 89 of Kurt Davidson. And looks like Jeff Sharp got to get behind the 66.
Baker got back in, had some connection issues. He's still going again, but I'm watching his car occasionally vanish, so you may want to put that thing behind the wall soon. It's stable. It's gone stable again, but I mean, I don't want to tell him to get off the track, but good God, that's scary for anyone else involved.
Now looking at,
it's like Clayton's just getting trained.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. I'm looking at Tom Clayton here. He just lost a bunch of spots.
Oh yeah, he was in, I believe, 6th or 8th, and he's now in 14th.
And now Gonzalez is gonna go by.
Meanwhile, Mitchell has pulled
Holyfield
away from Beerus.
Yeah, Mitchell, he's got himself a nice little lead going on.
And it's like Felton's race pace from earlier is just not enough to catch up to Beerus now. Beerus is same pace as Felton. So this is either not good or really good. Maybe Felton's got a new plan here.
I just don't think Felton's car is as good as it was out in the clean air.
Yeah, definitely. But we'll see. Maybe he's got a plan up his sleeve. This is a 25-lap stage, so things will be different.
Yeah,
I don't think they're going to go no pit, but they might do that if they're crazy.
I believe next week the last race of the first round is going to be Las Vegas.
Viva Las Vegas.
There'll be a lot of dice rolling on that one. Let's see who we got over here right now. Gonzalez back to 15th.
I'm going to say Mitchell's got some really good pace. He was 0.2 of a second almost faster than Beerus on that lap. So I think he's done something to that car. Don't know what it is. I would love to know, but he's just got fresh air and he's gone.
David Gainforth here in 11th, followed by the 84 of Len McNeese and the 60. Ooh, a little wiggle there. The 60 almost got into the back of the 84, man. Tell you, as these laps wind down, these guys are going to definitely start cranking it up. If you take a look at Shane Papala up in 9th and Kurt Davidson, take a look at where Kurt Davidson started. Kurt Davidson started 16th, and he is up to 8th.
I think Papala started pretty far back as well. And Papala's got some pretty heavy damage in his car. That wasn't there before.
Yeah, looks like somebody might have ran into him, maybe getting off a pit road. I saw a bunch of guys check up. Ooh, the 60 of Brian Neff hit the wall, and the 84 of Len McNeese almost ran him over. Yeah, Papala started 9th, currently sitting 9th.
He's moved around the pack a lot. He went from like 9th up to like 6th, up to 1st, back down to 12th. He's just been moving around the whole race. I think he's going to sightsee.
I'll tell you what, watch the 101, the 84, and the 60, man. Those guys are fighting it out like it's 3 to go, man.
Oh, yeah. And the weird thing about it is like, David Gainforth has the power of God here. He can choose who gets the draft. And oddly, I don't know if he's doing it intentionally, but he's kind of like weaving between both of them, keeping them side by side. Because he's like, you get a bit of the draft. Now you get a little bit of the draft. Now you get a little bit of the draft. Like, if that is intentional, it is a hilariously, perfectly awesome move. I don't know if it is, but if it is, mate, David Gainforth, you are a 4D chess master, and I salute you.
And here goes Gonzalez now looking on the inside of McNeese.
Huh, looks like Beerus has started to catch up with Joe Mitchell now. In fact, that entire pack is starting to catch up a little bit, though Felton is dropping back from Beerus, which is a bit of a shame. This front pack of about six cars or so, well, pretty much within range of each other. Definitely got the draft. If someone makes a mistake, you have a lot of positions lost for sure.
Well, here comes a 3 of Braden Johnson. He's going to get behind Felton and maybe try and push them two back up.
Yeah, I think I saw he had a lot of pace a couple laps back, and he's still sitting behind Felton. Looks like Felton's pace is just plummeting. Maybe he's losing the draft from Beerus, or his tires are going again, but he's lost it.
Yeah, it seems like on the longer run, his car is not quite there. The short run, he definitely has it, but even when he got out front, I mean, he was able to get out a pretty good lead, but they did swoop him back in.
Yeah, and Mitchell, 0.5 of a second slower than Beerus that lap. That is a huge chunk. If that happens again, Beerus will actually be past him in time.
16 laps to go here.
Yeah, he did a 54.15 this lap, and Beerus 54.25. So he did gain some time on Beerus there, but Beerus is now definitely within the draft. Whoa! Brian Neff. I'll switch over further back, and Brian Neff is like right on the bumper again. I think he's actually pushing him for a while there. He's right on his rear.
And he's got Gonzalez right there with him. They had McNeese there. McNeese kind of backed off a little. I think McNeese is smelling a little bit of trouble going to come.
Yeah, it looks like Neff's going to take the position. I'm not sure if he pushed Game Forth.
And Gonzalez. Nah, no contact. Just looked like Game Forth went up a little bit higher.
Yeah, he went a bit too high, and then Neff just stuck his nose in and put his foot down, and goodbye.
That moves Neff up to 11. You see Neff try to go down low and break the draft from Gonzalez.
And we have those little 2v2 car battles up the front. You got Beerus catching Mitchell again by 0.2, and then you got Johnson right on the rear of Felton.
Mm-hmm.
So you got two sets of guys fighting, or in the position to fight at least. I get the feeling if Beerus gets up to Mitchell, he is not going to just sit on his rear. He's going to go for the pass for sure.
Yeah, especially this late in the race now. Coming to 13 laps to go this time by. And here goes Johnson taking a look low. He's going to take that spot from Felton. That's going to move Johnson up to third.
Yeah, I think Felton just doesn't have the tires anymore. His car is just absolutely cooked. He'll probably grab onto the rear of Johnson here, but I don't think you're going to see a pushback from Felton to the end of the race here.
And
Beerus lost a little bit of time to Mitchell. Not much. He still gained more the lap before than he lost there, but they're definitely giving and taking up there for sure.
I mean, 13 laps to go. I'm gonna guess they probably can make it. Wow! Did you see that?
Yeah, Pluff went in a bit of a wiggle there, and Melvin just good smarts to pull on the inside. Got the position really easy. I better say he's gonna go for a pass there, but that timing, man, commentator curse. Apparently, Pluff might go for a fight back in the next couple of corners.
And they are teammates right there, Melvin and Pluff.
Yeah, like Pluff has really good pace, and he was doing really well for a while there. I guess just had a bit of a wiggle, good car control to save it. Didn't kill anyone, didn't lose much time. Fortunately, just gave up a position for it.
And that's all you need too, is just a little bit of a wiggle coming out of 2 or 4, getting on the stretches, and that momentum is gone.
Yeah, there's a bit of a fight between Brian Neff and Lupe Gonzalez. Last corner, Lupe passed Brian Neff for turns 3 and 4. And then at the end of 4, Neff got past Gonzalez.
Ooh, we saw Len McNeese do a little scrape up in the wall, but he's still got it going the right way.
Remember I said we got 2 sets of 2 fighting? No, we've got 3 sets of 2 fighting.
Oh, Shane Papala right there, almost losing it.
The tire's starting to die. This is this next lap will be the 15 lap mark that the previous 2 stages were at. So at this point, they're in unknown territory. Their tires are going to be cooked, toasted, and it's going to be whoever can hold on the best.
Wow, what is up with Shane Papala? I don't know if he's having a trouble with that car or not, but Sharp is going to go by. Oh, Papala's got some right front damage, so he might have got yeah, he's probably met the wall somewhere.
He's also going to get that rear damage as well, so it's not helping at all. That car is definitely resembling a beer can at this point.
Yeah, you see before, he come off onto the straightaway, and the car was just like all kinds of back and forth.
Yeah.
Go back here to Gonzalez because he is back on the back bumper of Neff.
And just heads up as well, behind him, Gainforth is on the rear bumper of Len McNeese. So everyone's fighting in pairs of two across the entire track. It's pretty good to watch. Don't know how many passes or attempts we'll see. People might be waiting for the last lap to try and make a position. But everyone's getting ready if nothing else. But I don't think Lupe Gonzalez and Neff are going to be waiting for it. I think they're going to fight the whole way to the end.
Yeah. I mean, they're going at it like, man, it's the last lap. Gainforth making a move on McNeese. No, not going to get there in time.
Yep, just like, nope, I'm not going to fight that back up. Interesting, I thought Felton was going to drop away from Braden Johnson when he got past there. He's actually hung on to his bumper pretty well.
Yeah, he really hasn't let him get by.
And another interesting one is that Joe Mitchell is now pulling away again from Robert Beers. He was about 0.2 when we last looked at him. He's now at nearly 0.5 ahead of Beers. He's been gaining on a few laps. Every once in a while, Beers will gain some time. But again, it looks like Mitchell's almost watching that. Like, okay, he's gained some time. Let's pull a little bit more out, go a bit harder again. But Felton's right on the rear of Braden Johnson. Wow.
It looks like Felton's car maybe starting to come back to life. Pretty good race going on so far here. 2 cautions, and both of them just for the stages, winding these laps down, coming to 8 to go this time by.
Did I just see that correctly? Did I just see Joe Mitchell blink, or was that just my computer going weird?
It's quite possible.
Yeah, I'll have to keep an eye on that, because I saw him blink for a moment there. Also, weird to note is that Baker is actually still on track, and I've never seen him. I think he might still be blinking, because whenever I go back there, he just seems to vanish. Oh! Yeah, my computer's doing weird stuff. That's me, I think. Sorry.
Yeah, it might be, because I'm seeing him right now. It looks like he's pretty steady. Unfortunately, 2 laps down.
Yeah, there's some weird stuff happening for me. I think it's because I'm changing across too many cars.
You're getting it aggravated.
Yeah, my computer's just starting to scream.
Well, that happens after 5 hours of streaming.
Yeah. So Lupe's still in the rear of Neff, and then you've got Grandy pretty much on the rear of Davidson. Melvin and Clough have broken up a bit. I think their relationship might be over for a while. Felton is still sitting on the rear of Johnson, and Beerus is actually losing a lot of time to Mitchell. Now Mitchell's he's found some more speed, some more time, and he's gone. He's going to go do his own thing now.
Yeah, he's found a little something there. It's good to see he's not having trouble with his wheel tonight so far.
Interesting is Brian Neff and Lupe Gonzalez have broken up a little bit, and now they're catching Shea Papala by 0.6 last lap, and now he's well within draft Papala too, so he's going to fly past him. It's like Shea's car just is not in a good position right now.
No, and with that damage that he's got, you really need aero on this track.
Yeah. Well, he's going to try and hope to hold it, I think, but he's only got 6. He's got 6 laps. Oh! Oh, and he saves. I don't know how he managed that. That was going to be a slide and a half.
That was close.
Unfortunately, he's in the way of Lupe there. He's going to lose Lupe some time. Neither of them are going to try and... Neff is sitting right between both cars, and neither of them appear to be willing to go for the draft. But Lupe is going to take it.
And if you look at 73 Jeff Sharp, he's got some serious nose damage, I believe, on the front of that car. That could be where Papala has the rear damage.
Yeah, I tried finding the damage, and I think that might have been possibly on restart.
Either on a restart or, like I said, I did see a couple of cars get tangled up coming off the pits. Look at his 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
Oh boy, yeah, I was about to say. Oh man, there was not enough room between 5 pieces of paper together. Oh my god.
I'm telling you, man, the laps are winding down. This is it. It's go time, and we're seeing it. And
just for a comparison on lap times, 55 flat for Beerus, 55.9 for Barry Johnson, and 55.95 for Felton. It was a little bit faster than Johnson's one. And Johnson right in the rear of Beerus, almost slid into his rear and spun him. And might bring him a little back into the clutches of Felton. This is going to be an interesting 3-car race to the end. They got 5 laps to fight this out.
Meanwhile, Joe's liking it.
Yep, and you got a little fight again between Melvin and Pluff. They decide to continue their relationship, running side by side down the front stretch.
Looks like Melvin's got some right front damage, so that's probably going to slow him down a little bit.
And Pluff was the guy we saw earlier who was having a bit of a wiggle on the front stretch. Looks like he's got over his issues. And, oh, Melvin almost had the run there, but decided to back off before ramming into the rear of Pluff.
Yeah, he tried to do that low line crossover.
Oh, and Lupe at some point got past Brian Neff. Now Brian Neff is right on the rear of Lupe again. And, oh, Brian Neff touches the rear of Lupe. Lupe saves it and kept going, and Brian Neff backed off there. But still, that could have been a lot worse. They're still fighting it. They're not going to stop.
Oh, look at Neff going to take it way down low.
Looks like Lupe's going to try and defend that inside line, but Neff's just like, I see what you're doing there. There's too much track for you to try that. Now Clayton's going to try and stick his nose in too, but I think Lupe's going to get a good run on this outline here. Yep, and now he's going to try and keep him on the next corner. We'll see who gets their foot down first. And it looks like they're both going to pretty much put their foot down at the same time. There's going to be a drag race down the front stretch. I think it's the drag race that Lupe will win.
Wow,
Clayton's
look at that.
There watching this. Yeah, Neff can't even slot back into line because there's a certain Tom Clayton who was sitting right in his way.
And Robert Barrett. Oh, we have Johnson hard into the wall. Caution is out. Joe Mitchell loses the spot. Mitchell coming to a stop on the track. We gotta go back.
So I was watching I just went back to see what happened. Mitchell had a really bad entry into a corner, went for a slide. Beers went to pass him on the inside. And when he did, I think Braden Johnson almost nicked the back of Beers. So this was getting really messy for a while there. And then Beers went too far on the outside, bumped into Mitchell. Braden Johnson just went too hard, started to span himself out. Oh, that was just a really bad incident for all involved. But oddly enough, two people came out of it on top. Robert Beers and Jay Felton. 3 laps, and I think 2 of them are going to be wasted. So you're going to have a 1-lap sprint.
Oh, Johnson into the wall. Felton caught a little piece of that. And then Mitchell, I'm not sure what happened with Mitchell there. Why he slow? Why did he slow? All right, he stuck the wall.
No, before that, Mitchell was before that he slid really hard. Went on a ride actually. I'm surprised he saved it. And that was the catalyst for all this. Everyone was like, "Oh, we got a chance to fight for position," and just everything broke.
Now the question is, will they go back green with 3 laps to go?
I mean, you got 2 laps of pit. The first lap, second lap. I think they might get a 1-lap sprint, or it may end right here. It's kind of hard to tell which one's going to happen.
Looks like it's putting Mitchell back up to second, Felton in third, Tyler Pluff in fourth, and Melvin in fifth. And take a look at your 6th place driver, Kurt Davidson in at number 41, Sim Racing Apps.
Ugh. I think it's going to be a pit car to finish. I think because you got 2 laps left from now, and they're about to go over the line, which means they're lap 54. I think it's going to be a pit car finish.
Yeah, I think that's going to be it. Barrett's going to take a win here.
Yeah, that's a shame, because if it was a 1-lap sprint, I think there would have been an amazing fight between Beerus and Felton. But unfortunately, Mitchell gets his position back, which I guess he's going to be very happy about.
Yeah, especially being in the chase.
Oh, yeah. And Felton still gets third, which is not a bad ending whatsoever.
And don't forget, Jay Felton had both stages, so he's got 22 extra bonus points to add to tonight's race. So that's definitely going to help him in his run for the chase.
And a silly side note, I just threw my stress ball into my coffee. Whoops.
That's not where it goes.
I don't know how I got it in there. It doesn't fit, but apparently it does.
It does now.
So yeah, Barris is going to take first, Mitchell second, then Jay Felton third, Tyler Pluff fourth, Andrew Melvin fifth, Kurt Davidson sixth, Mike Grandy seventh, Jeff Sharp eighth, Lupe Gonzalez ninth, and Brian Neff tenth. So Lupe got the ninth position off Neff near the end there.
I'll tell you what, man, we've had a lot of good racing all through this field here.
Now I was kind of worried. The track is huge. I thought the fights were going to stop, but that's draft really makes it work. And it looks like Jay Felton's getting pushed by Tyler Pluff.
I was seeing that too. I was seeing that.
Maybe trying to push him in front of Mitchell so he gets disqualified or something.
I'm curious to see. I still believe you're right. I believe it's going to end this way.
Well, the next lap is the last lap, and the pace car lights are still on, so I believe it will be a yellow flag to finish.
It would be so good to see a green-white checker come out on this.
Oh yeah, that would be crazy, but unfortunately, it is not going to happen.
Only thing is, I think right now, if these guys had a green-white checker to go, I think there would be a lot of carnage.
Yeah,
There would be a lot.
Everyone will be running on, what is that, 25 lap old tires that have just got ruined by that last section there. Yeah, that would be. I mean, I don't think it would happen, but I get the feeling every single car will put their foot down, and you just see nothing but clouds of white smoke with no cars moving. Those tires are toast. There's nothing left of them.
So take a look at this. Robert Barris, he started 6th. He's going to take the win home tonight with 4 laps officially led, man. And the only one that counts is that last one. He'll add 3 more to him.
They're showing again that you don't need to lead all the laps. He didn't actually lead any laps. The only reason he's leading, he's only led pace laps.
Hey,
he just led that half a stretch it took to get the position.
As long as that pace lap brings you the checkered flag, that'll be fine for me.
Oh, yeah. And pretty much in that situation, too, he's almost entirely blameless, too. He just happened to be the lucky guy that got out in front. There's no real any blame anywhere. Just everyone kind of just pushed a little too hard and goofed.
Yeah, and
Mitch was going to kick himself, for sure.
We didn't see Seth Schultz get out here tonight. Hopefully he'll be out here for Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
Another new driver to SoMo.
Gotta say, Mitch was gonna be kicking himself for that one though. Like he was like a mile and a half, had a good lead. Unfortunately, he just went for a bit of a slide on one corner and gave it all away. Still in second, no, didn't crash it, but not the win he wanted.
So look at Robert Barris. I believe this is his 3rd, maybe his 4th race here with SoMo, and he's gonna take home the win tonight. Yeah, you got the 12 connected to the 9. I wonder if that's just a little show of appreciation, or there's a little story behind that.
Maybe just trying to read what that small writing says.
Yeah, that's a good one. I didn't have my glasses on. I had to get a little closer.
What does that say? Maybe felt out of fuel. He's like, "Can you just push me to the finish, bro?"
Robert Barris, your winner here, man. That was a great run for him. 4 laps led, and he'll take home the win. He had a good car here, though, man. It wasn't like he lucked into it. Yeah, he definitely was moving in on the end there.
Oh, definitely. Like, not saying in a bad way to him, but he definitely lucked into the win, but not through lack of skill or try. He was just right place, right time with a good car.
We'll wait for him to go do his burnout here, and then we'll get an interview. We'll do 3, 2, 1. So we had Jay Felton, your stage 1 and stage 2 winner. So Jay Felton, at least tonight, was able to finish the race. Didn't have any issues where he had to park it. Last few weeks, he's had some real bad runs. So I think maybe the black cloud might be a little bit lifted off of him right now.
Yeah, he got a 3rd place here with 2 stage wins. That's definitely, it ain't nothing to scoff at. He raced really well, had really good short race pace. Just in the end there just wasn't enough.
And you see Robert Barris right there sporting in that number 58, the iRacing paint scheme. So that's real good, man. Getting iRacing the win here tonight.
He's going to destroy what's left of those tires, I think.
Yeah. Burn them up, man. That's what we want to see. That's what we paid for.
Oh, yeah, got to come back home on rims.
And we've seen that. Oh, and he doesn't.
Oh, man. Why you gotta cock block us like that?
Oh, man.
Oh, well. Good win for him anyway.
See if I can try to get back on him here, man. Hopefully it stays long enough. All right, well, there's your race. 55 laps here, 2 stages, one at lap 15, one at lap 30. Jay Felton does take home both stages, so congratulations to him on that. This was the TopCityTravel.com B-Series here at SoMo, and we're going to go with 3rd place, Mr. Jay Felton, as soon as we can find him. Here's what we're going to do tonight. I'm going to put you on the spot, buddy. I'm going to give you 3 and 1. I'll take 2.
All right, matey. All
All
right.
right. It's time to get your wings here. I got third place Jay Felton here for you.
Jeffin, you got your ears on, brother?
Jay Felton, that's our broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Uh-oh. I think he might be AFK.
Yeah, I do. I'm
Oh, there you
sorry,
go.
guys. I was pressing the wrong button. How you doing, Wingnut?
How you doing,
My
man?
bad, guys.
That's all good. A good race for you today, brother. Taking stage 1 and 2. Gotta say, you had really good short race pace. Looks like your tires just didn't last in the long runs.
I was worried about that. I agree with you. I think I was using a little too much tire. I tried a different strategy there at the end because I knew, coming out of the pits third that I was going to have to conserve my tires. And to be honest with you, I really had a chance there at the end the way it worked out. If the caution hadn't come out, I mean, I had a pretty good run on the Joe and Robert, so I might could have made it interesting going into 3. It's hard to say.
Oh yeah, you're definitely getting right up there. You definitely look like you had more pace near the end. Here in the chase, obviously, this is a pretty good position for you. I gotta say, 2 stage wins. It's nothing to scoff at.
Oh no, I mean after last week, the 3 of us had talked, and I felt like I was in real big trouble. So to come out and get those first 2 stages and get those points, and then to come home third, I mean, pretty good. I mean, you can't complain. It's really what I needed.
Oh, yeah, Paul's been saying you got like a black cloud over you, just a bit of bad luck everywhere. And I gotta say, it almost had a bit of it there, but I mean, only a little bit at the end. You'd race really well. I'm really glad to watch you race here for sure, man. You're one of my favorites.
Hey, man, thanks. I actually was thinking about you. I thought if I can win this race, man, Wingnut will be happy. So.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you got any shouts for us, brother? You want to say thanks to?
Well, I want to thank all our sponsors, everybody that's SoMo. We all appreciate what you do for us. I want to thank SR Broadcasting. I want to thank Paul Zada for everything he's doing and putting up with us week to week. I know it's not easy, but we sure appreciate you, Paul. And that's about it.
Well, it's a lot easier putting up with you guys than you putting up with me. Trust me. And you ask my wife, she'll tell you the same.
You're a piece of cake, man.
Hey, I'll tell you what, Jay. We left you alone purposely tonight because I didn't want to be a factor in it. I was really hoping you would have a good run here tonight. You definitely had a great car, man. Good start. You got out there. You led for a while. You had a good run and finished third, man. Hopefully that's it. The cloud is gone. You can get through this next race at Vegas and move on to the 12 and get yourself closer up to that championship spot.
Well, I hope so. Tonight should help. Put me in a better position than I was after Darlington. And it's like you told me last week, man, don't give up. And I put a little practice in, and it just was a good night for me.
Awesome, brother. All right. Congratulations, man. You take third. You get 22 extra bonus points. That's definitely going to help, and we'll look for you at Vegas.
Thank you, guys.
All right. All right, that was third place, Mr. Jay Felton, with a great run here tonight. We're going to get Joe Mitchell up here. Joe Mitchell, that's our broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah.
All right, man. Hey, first of all, good to see you were able to finish the race and not have any issues with the wheel or any problems like that. So definitely good, man. You had a great car out there. Give us a little breakdown of what was going through your mind there, how the car felt for you.
It was pretty tight. It took me the whole first and second stage really to figure out what I was doing wrong, and I don't know, just able to figure it out, I guess, and start making some progress. And then typical luck for me is my computer started stuttering, and I missed the breaking point going into 1, almost wrecked, and then caused a wreck pretty much. So I apologize to all those guys, and yeah, it's a little disappointed at the moment just because it's always something bad.
Yeah, we don't know how you saved it, man. We saw that slide there, and it looked like everything kind of got gathered up for a little bit, and then Looked like Braden Johnson hit the wall and he went flying hard onto the inside, and then looks like he kind of got stuck there on the outside wall, man. But not bad. Even after all of that, to come second, we were kind of hoping it would go back green, but it just wasn't enough laps for it. I really wish they would have the green-white checkers in here, but I guess it's probably better right now that it wouldn't, because I think it would have been mayhem.
Yeah, I think there was a mix of some damaged guys, and I don't know who all would have pitted for tires. I'm sure that would have been interesting, but I mean, I'd like to see it too. It'd be nice in the future. Hopefully, one of these days we get it on here. But I mean, I don't know. I
Hey,
feel bad about even taking my spot back. That whole time, I just wanted to give myself an EOL.
we thought you would kind of be happy getting back up in the second. I know it's kind of one of the things we do talk about, that we really don't think it should give you your spot back, but it does. But let me ask you something real quick on that one restart. It was kind of a funky restart. I don't even think everybody was lined up side by side. Did that catch you guys off guard?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. It was almost like it did a single file restart on the wrong lap,
Yeah.
and I was in fourth gear, so it definitely caught me off guard.
Wow. Yeah, we were talking, and next thing you know, you guys were going back green, and everybody was single file, and I was like, man, maybe a little glitch there or something, but at least you guys got through it. That next start at least went the right way. So I know it's a little bit disappointing, man, but you got second. You definitely locked into the chase. One more race to go at Vegas before it cuts down from 16 to 12. You feeling anything positive about hitting Vegas, or just roll the dice when you get there?
I don't know. I don't. I don't have much positivity going on at the moment. So we'll worry about that next week, I guess.
All right, man. Well, listen, before we let you get out of here, anybody you want to shout out to?
Yeah, I'd like to thank you guys up in the booth for putting on the broadcast for tonight. I want to apologize to all those guys for causing all that. I feel bad, and anybody watching that I let down, sorry. I'd like to thank my wife and son, my teammates at MB Motorsports, all the people that tune in and watch us. We appreciate it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Adam Baker, man, dropping out like that. He had a really good car here tonight too, but he's sitting pretty good in the points, so he shouldn't really affect him all that much. But anyhow, brother, you got second, so not too bad, and you were able to stay at least for the race and not have any issues as far as connections or wheel or anything like that. So hopefully we see something good for you in Vegas.
Yeah, let's hope so. Have a good night, guys. Thank you.
All right, you got it. All right, that was second place, Joe Mitchell. We are going to get our winner, Robert Barris, up here, and we'll bring Robert up here for you. Wingnut, there he is, all yours.
Hey, Robert, man, you got your ears on?
Right.
That's a good finish for you, man. It's showing it doesn't matter what laps you lead, only the last one. Talk us through that last little bit there, brother.
Yeah, the traffic just pretty typical for the stock cars. Really, you couldn't pass. You got stuck in the air, and you could, if you got up too close to somebody, you just burn your tires up and risk running over them if they got tight themselves and bounced off the wall. And too far back, you couldn't suck back up, and you couldn't take advantage if they hit the wall. So it was just a kind of a game of how close is just right, and then just kind of dumb luck attrition. Adam dropping out when he did right at the end of, I think, the stage 2, and Joe having a problem as he got towards the end of the race. So it was just kind of dumb luck and keeping the car clean.
Definitely say you were definitely up the front 5 most of the race. Like, you gained a few positions in the pits, I believe. You were racing really hard all the way to the end there. It just looks like everything just fell into your lap at the last moment.
Yeah, it was. Qualifying was a little disappointing. I'm still kind of getting used to the session split over with the way the track resets. Kind of changes some of the markers that I'm used to running. So that hurt a little bit, but got a good start there, and then yeah, the pits and the restarts. That restart after the first stage was a little unusual. I think it got a couple guys not ready. I noticed.
And us.
I noticed as soon as I came out of the pits, it was saying 1 to go, and as we got close enough to the pace car, I saw the lights were off. So I knew for whatever reason, whether it was just the race control did it that way on purpose, because there was nobody a lap down. So I think that kind of confused it. So there was no need to go a second lap around. There was nobody a lap down to pit. So I was ready for it and caught a couple guys. I think that helped. And then yeah, I just kept the car clean, and my connection stayed up, and we just was able to take advantage of the misfortunes of other people, which sometimes that's the way you got to get them.
I gotta say, speaking of weirdness, what do you think about if you had a 1-lap race at the end there? White flag, green flag. You think you'd had the car for it? Or you think you'd have a bit of a fight in your hands?
I would have been. I'm happy I didn't have to decide that. I've been in that position before as the leader, and there's really no right decision. If you pit, you get half a dozen people stay out, and you're never going to get back up there. But if you don't pit, then everybody behind you does, and you're not going to make it. So there's it's 50-50 shot at that point. So I'm just glad we didn't have to go with that. It sucks to have seen that caution come out there at the end, but the alternative of a 1-lap shootout's probably worse.
Yeah, well, you're locked into the chase now, man. You're in a bloody good position. You can relax the next race. What do you think? What are your chances on the chase, eh?
No,
I don't. I think they already started it, and I'd only ran one race.
That's right. Yeah. Sorry, my bad.
So I don't actually even know how they do the point system here. Like if a win advances you in, if it does, I apologize. I'm stealing people's guaranteed advances.
That's all right. Well, in a more malicious mind, then how does it feel removing someone's chances, eh?
It's I joined in late, so we're just here for wins. We'll use the rest of the season to kind of get a sense of what's going on and kind of get settled in, and then we'll see what points do next season.
What race is this for? Is this your second or third race?
This is third.
That's what I thought.
Road America, Darlington, and then Indy, which are all 3 tracks that I really like. So it's been a great 3 weeks. I still a little disappointed with Darlington, just the way the pitch strategy and everything played out that week. But some weeks you'll have it play out right, and sometimes you don't. So that's why we got to run all laps.
Well, you got Vegas next week. How you feeling about that?
I don't know. I'm usually pretty good at the 1.5 miles. Though I haven't run them in the Xfinity car for a little while, so I just have to see if I can get used to a little bit lower power. These cars tend to be a little bit tighter. So we'll see what we can do to try to get things to turn through the center and drive them off.
All right, all yours, Wingy.
Huh? Sorry, what?
I was saying all yours, man. That's all I wanted to know.
Well, mate, I hope you've had a good race. Anyone you want to thank for the race?
Yeah, I think everybody with the SoMo Racing League for putting this on, organizing it. Seems like it's a pretty good group of guys and pretty good racing. As hopefully that came through the broadcast, and then you guys for doing the broadcast, SR Broadcasting, putting this all out for everybody to see, whether they're interested in just watching people in iRacing races, or if they happen to be looking for a league maybe that they're kind of auditioning and see how people run. That's also positive. And then iRacing, they did a real big build today, and kind of without their vision and their skill set and everything, we wouldn't have this platform.
Absolutely.
So big shout out to them, everything that they do.
Well, brother, enjoy your win. Thanks for coming chatting with us, and I hope to see you next week, brother.
Yep, will do.
All right, congratulations, man.
Thanks.
All right, that was your winner, Robert Barris. He gets 4 laps led, takes home the win here tonight on the third race here at SoMo. So we'll see what he's got next week at Vegas, see if he can back it up. With SoMo, you have to have in this series, the B series, I believe you have to have 18 out of 24 races run to be eligible for the chase. So, obviously, he's only got 3 races in, so he can just get wins right now. But if he does come back next season, and runs a full season, he can be eligible for the chase. So, shows that he's a clean driver. Good to have him here at SoMo. Looks like he fits right in. He also has Seth Schultz that came over with him. 2 really fast, good drivers. So as long as they stick with SoMo, I think competition is just going to keep on amping up.
Oh, he's definitely fast, and showing all those laps that he led were all pace laps. that is a perfect way to end it for someone. Like, yep, just relax now.
All right, let's go quickly over the summary here. We had 5 lead changes, 3 cautions. 2 of them were for stages. 1 was for an actual caution. Had a real good race here. Jay Felton did take home stage 1 and stage 2. We'll run over the results, and then we'll pack it up and get out of here. You got Robert Barris takes home the win tonight. Joe Mitchell will finish 2nd. Jay Felton will finish 3rd. Tyler Pluff finishes 4th. Andrew Melvin will finish 5th. Kurt Davidson moves all the way up to 6th. Mike Grandy will take home 7th. Jeff Sharp is 8th. 9th is Lupa Gonzalez. And Brian Neff is 10th. You still got him up?
Nah, brother, I ain't got that anymore.
All right, 11th is Tom Clayton. 12th is Shane Papala. Len McNeese will finish 13th. David Gainforth 14th. Ron Hollyfield 15th. Jeff Glockner 16th. Braden Johnson with a horrible finish here, man. Go from the front to 17th. And then Adam Baker with some technical issues will finish 18th here tonight. We'll be live next Wednesday at Las Vegas here in the TopCityTravel.com B Series. Saturday night, we'll be live with Go Fast Racing League at 8:45. And then Sunday night, we'll be live with Die Hard Racing League at I believe 8:20, and there should be some good racing this week, so mark it down on your calendars. Come tune on in. Wingy, as always, man, thanks for being here. Appreciate you calling the races with us.
It's always fun, man. Seriously, I love watching this stuff.
We'll let's see, go over the chase grid real quick. We'll see how that changes for the final race next week for Las Vegas. We'll have it updated for you. We'll bring it to you live. Until then, enjoy. Congratulations, Robert Barris, on the win. Wingy, I'll talk to you Saturday night, I believe.
Yep, it'll be fun. Peace.
All right. As soon as I can find it, we'll get out of here, except I'm a little bit lost. I've seen 2 lost. There we go. All right, everybody. Have a good night.
Peace.